Hello guys, in this episode I'm going to be visiting West Texas, or what's known as Texas Hill Country, also known as Texas Wine Country. I'm going to be visiting Fredericksburg, which is kind of a German area of Texas, and this vineyard, and then make my way to San Angelo, Texas. Meet this lady. She's got some interesting hair. And San Angelo is actually home to a couple of really cool old boot factories. And of course, I'm going to check out the food scene. So I'm going to check out Fernandez Restaurant, and I'm going to meet this lady who has an interesting story.
A little taco stand in the middle of the desert, eating fresh fruit in the LA heat. Traveling the country, stopping into every diner, hauling the bump right next to me. Traveling food. Traveling food.
Alright guys, I'm on the road again. I'm actually making my way towards Albuquerque, New Mexico. I got a few days to get there. I know I want to go through Roswell, New Mexico on my way out there and spend a little time here in what's considered West Texas. I've been driving by a handful of wineries on this pretty drive, and I just saw this one called Fat Ass Ranch Winery, so I figured it was a good place to stop and check it out and see what it's all about. It was pretty slow the afternoon I went there, but you could tell it was a pretty cool venue, and they could host like some really cool events outside, and they also had a little gift shop inside, so I went, checked it out, and had the chance to talk to the owner actually. And according to the sign out front, I guess they all noticed that they've been eating too much on the ranch. The family that lived there, the dog, and even the donkey named Jackson, and so they called the donkey a fat ass, and then they decided to name the ranch and winery the Fat Ass Ranch and Winery.
Hi, Gail McCulloch, Fat Ass Ranch and Winery in Fredericksburg, Texas. Our winery, we're known for our wines. We do a lot of different wines. We have a prickly pear raspberry jalapeno wine. We have wine in a can called Whoop Ass. So come see us.
Guys, this place is so cool. I just been driving through Texas wine country, and there's been a lot of like really pretty vineyards and everything, and this one's obviously really cool looking too, but the name is pretty catchy. They got a food truck over there, Trailer Trash Cuisine. It's not open today, but on the weekends. But a really cool spot, so I'm excited I stopped in. And thank you for your time. Colin's liking it too. Alright, I think this is a cool area to take the drone up for a little bit, so here we go. It's a really cool place. I wish I wasn't driving and I would have had some samples, but anyways, we're gonna head off to Fredericksburg. I gotta practice my German. We're in Fredericksburg. Obviously you can tell from the sign, it's a little German town. Welcome. There's the rig. We're gonna go check it out. Heard it's a cool place, so looking forward to exploring. Seemed to have been a common theme so far on my journey, as I felt like I was a little bit behind schedule, so I did stop in Fredericksburg, did a little walk down the main street, checked out some of the shops there. It was a really cool town. I actually got one little scoop of ice cream at a local ice cream shop, but other than that, I did not check out the food scene, but it was a cool town, and Holland and I had a good time, and then we hit the road towards, we really didn't know, heading in the direction of this little town called San Angelo. So these two ladies are pretty amazing. It's Fifi and Tony. Fifi's in the middle. I ran into Fifi very randomly. I was driving just on the outskirts of San Angelo, and I pulled over to look at my maps and actually figure out where I was going to be spending the night for the night. I was taking Holland for a little walk, and I guess she noticed my Airstream travel trailer, and she's a big fan of Airstream, so came over and started chatting with me, and graciously offered for me and Holland to stay with them at a bed and breakfast that they owned at the time called Flamingo Flatts, and came to find out that they owned a music venue in town too called the House of FiFi DuBois that you can see on the cup, so went to check that out too. Figure out what this building was before, but I think it's on the National Historic Registry. Get the high ceilings, hardwood floors. It's pet friendly. Holland's got her little bed right there. Fridge, microwave, coffee, huge bathroom. And I might even take a bath tomorrow morning. But pretty cool place. Oh man, I love that coaster and I love that picture. Fifi, you're the best. So this place is named after Fifi. And cool venue, just a local San Angelo music hall. It's actually a pretty big place inside. And the night I was there, it was kind of like the locals, kind of older crowd, sing along, dance along night. It was pretty cool. Oh, and I forgot to tell you, they have a legit Airstream right in the middle of the bar. The Airstream is really cool. They had it set up as like a little lounge inside. Pretty awesome. Definitely some vintage furniture in there and whatnot. And this is where I'm going to continue to do my voiceover because I kind of want you to get to be able to listen to the music that these guys are playing, but I also don't want YouTube to nix me on any copyright infringements. So I'm going to talk here for a little while. Hopefully you can get a vibe of what it was like. Look at that, the Wild West show sign in the back there. And these guys would perform every week, so they were like the regular artists for this night. Like I said, it was kind of a cool place because that one night of the week they would have this like dance, and you can tell that it's generally an older crowd, but there were some younger people there too. But it's just kind of like small town USA feel, which is really neat. I feel like you don't see that too often anymore, at least I don't, living in the big city of Tampa, which isn't even a big city, but it's just kind of refreshing, you know, the old-fashioned kind of thing, and everybody just out there having a good time, so it was really cool to be a part of. And after a night at the music venue, time to take Holland for a little walk to get rid of some energy, and that she did. So I took Holland down to the park for a little walk, and we passed by this Leddy Boots place, and this is like a legit old school boot factory. I can't wait. Hopefully I can get in there tomorrow and check it out, but I mean, just look at all the old tools and furniture. I got all like the boot fittings on the wall there. Super cool. It's not something you're gonna see on Amazon. Good morning. It is day number 2 in our stay in San Angelo. I think we're actually probably going to spend another night here, so that gives us a lot of time to explore the town. We're up early for a morning walk. There's a cool little museum here. I'm not sure if I'm going to have the chance to actually go inside, but it looks pretty cool from the outside. And down to the San Angelo River Walk, which is a cool, just kind of pedestrian pathway all along the river that runs through town. So Holland and I enjoyed going out here for many walks during the morning and in the evening.
A little taco stand in the middle of the desert, eating fresh fruit in the LA heat, traveling the country, stopping into every diner, hauling the bump right next to me. Traveling through.
Check out that house. It's pretty nice.
Drove 1,000 miles to a football game, deep in the swamp where the Gators play. He had cheesy fries and a lemonade, then the traveling food at a second plate. Traveling food. Traveling food.
Not too sure about the sheep.
Traveling food. Traveling food.
There's always something cool about seeing these old theaters around the United States too. It seems like every state or big city has one. That's pretty neat. And oh, there's where I was last night, House of FiFi DuBois. But now I'm gonna check out this little local coffee shop called Stango's Coffee. Somebody recommended it to me. Apparently it's a really cool place. They're also known for their pizza, I guess, that they serve later on in the day. But we're gonna go grab some breakfast and coffee. Guys, I am at a little coffee shop here in San Angelo that was recommended to me. The sun's in my eyes, it's a little bright, but Colin's down there. And just met Marland here. We got to chatting. So he's from Wisconsin originally.
Good morning. How's everybody?
We were talking about some Wisconsin sports and everything, but now he's working on a ranch down here. But we were just talking about how such a cool little town and everything. And he knows the owner of the coffee shop. I'm gonna go get a. Apparently they got some pretty good pizza in there too, so I'm gonna try that out
pizza in town.
Later tonight. But
Yes.
we're just raving about. He was saying San Angelo is 90 miles from the nearest interstate, so it's kind of hard to stumble across if you're just taking the interstates, obviously. But I'm fortunate.
Yeah, take a trip and come here.
It's a cool place. No, thanks, man. All right. So when I was sitting there eating breakfast, right across the street was this other boot shop, J.L. Mercer, legendary bootmakers. So I'm gonna go in and check it out. Hey guys, we're in a boot shop here. Mercer boots. Been around since like the 20s. This gentleman operates it now. He's gonna show me. So if you order a pair of boots today, it's like about a year and a half wait before they're backlogged that much. It kind of says a lot about their product, how popular they are. Oh yeah, I think you got a foodie boot for me.
Look close, you can see all the beef
Oh, the cuts and everything?
Yeah.
That's so cool. All their boots are custom made, and they have this cool photo album of all the boots that they've ever made. So these are all like custom made. You come up with an idea, but he said that he's got to personally measure your feet, so you got to get out here to San Angelo to get your foot measured, or in Fort Worth at the stockyards. He said he does an event out there every year. But we're looking for a state of Florida boot that he made. Oh, there we go. That's cool. Kind of gator colors too. He said he's done a few gator boots. TCU.
Yeah.
There's a lot of college boots in here. Aggies, Horns. His boot factory was unbelievable. So cool that he let me in to check it out. There's actually 3 levels to the boot factory, so we're gonna go on a little tour, check out all the stuff, and just check out all the old equipment and tools that they use. It's fascinating. food here, which they do for like therapeutic horse kind of charity or charitable organizations. If you look in there, there's the army soldier, and then inside that silhouette is like a little girl's face and a horse. So. Alright, so this is typical Texas. I was at a little coffee shop, drinking a coffee, and I could smell something good. And we got a smoker in the parking lot here. Alright, just a random smoker in a parking lot. I'm tempted to open it up, see what's in there. Alright, now that it's light outside, I'm going to take you on a little tour of this awesome Flamingo Flatts little boutique hotel bed and breakfast. I'm going to say it's decorated like tropical Texas kind of style. Really unique. Oh, and it's kind of heavy on the flamingo inside too, but let's go take a little tour. Really cool place, awesome that it's dog friendly, and I'm thinking like if you guys lived in Austin, it's just a little bit of a drive. What a great place to spend a weekend, kind of like a little getaway. So worth checking out if you're ever in San Angelo. This is where I start to get the real VIP treatment. Tony's taking me for a ride on the town. Here's Tony, we just pulled up. She's giving me a tour of the town. It's gonna be a little shaky here, but we're gonna go check out a place called Fernandez. Like real authentic Mexican food. There it is there. Again, we're in San Angelo, Texas. Hey, the lady behind me. And these guys just started selling their salsas in like local stores, so started out as a mom and pop, but they're growing. Thank you. What's up? Alright, we just got some killer food. We went with the beef and cheese enchilada. They brought me out some like homemade guac queso and their famous salsa that they're, I think, selling in stores now. Here's Jason Fernandez.
Hi, how are you doing? Jason Fernandez here. Welcoming the food due to Fernandez Restaurant. We've been here since 1967. Same place, same location. I'm third generation. My grandparents, Juan and Anita Fernandez, started it here. My parents, Roy and Elsa, they're continuing the tradition, and we're thrilled to serve great food like this.
It's so cool. Like I said, it's awesome meeting like the owners of all these places and everything. They're putting their heart, blood, sweat, and tears into these places. Even though he has a Houston Astros shirt on, I could probably forgive him about that. But even though they did pretty good a couple years ago. But all right, we're about to dig in. And Tony's mom owns an antique shop in town, so we're gonna go meet Tony's mom and check out the shop. Yeah, we're in the antique store owned by Tony's mom. This is their little kitchen area. You see everything to do with food. I think it's pretty cool. Definitely some old, authentic stuff in here. There's Tony. Tony's mom again.
Oh my goodness.
And I get to call her mom already,
yes.
which is cool. But how big is this place? Like 20?
Yep. But that includes
Huge.
the basement and upstairs.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
That's a super cool shop.
Get her.
Tony and Fifi. I'm getting the grand old tour. These guys are awesome. They're literally driving me around town, showing me all the cool places. Now they're gonna take me to a really cool place in San Angelo called Miss Hattie's Cat House Restaurant and Lounge. So apparently it's got a pretty interesting history, and it's owned by the mayor of San Angelo, which is actually really cool too. So let's go check it out. Guys, we're still in San Angelo, Texas. We're at Miss Hattie's Restaurant and Lounge, and here's Jeff. He's
Hello.
the man.
I am
he's
the man.
He's gonna give us a little kind of history of the place because it's pretty interesting. So.
Okay, so this building was built in 1884. It was the first financial bank of San Angelo and the first bank in Tom Green County. These are the original walls, the original brick walls, and then we have the original tin ceiling. Now, what's cool about this place is that the story goes, back in the day, gentlemen used to come into town with their wives and kids, and we were a small Wild West town, a real Wild West town. They would come into town with their wives and kids. The wives and kids would go shopping throughout downtown for the weeks or months ahead, and the gentlemen would come to do their banking. And after the gentlemen were finished with their banking, if they were friends with the president of the bank, they would be taken behind a teller's desk, which then took them through a tunnel and down into the tunnel and then over to the bordello, well, the saloon, and then the bordello, Miss Hattie's bordello, and that's how we get our name. So there's a lot of awesome stuff about downtown San Angelo, but that's a really unique story.
Yeah, this place is so cool. And this place is so cool. So Tony and Fifi, my tour guides for the weekend, have brought me here. I'll give you a little tour. It's huge. They have like a little private dining area there, and obviously red lights around, which is kind of funny. And I'll take you to the back real quick. And again, this is it's like 2:30 here right now, so it's between their lunch and dinner hour, but just super cool, like old kind of Victorian kind of decor in here. This is the, 2 bars in here still. This is one of the original bars, so this is one of those places if the walls could talk kind of thing. I'm sure there's a lot of stories that people don't want people to know about. Here's kind of the decor. It's just kind of funny for a fancy restaurant to have this whole theme to it. And again, more red lights, but super cool. This is the back room kind of lounge. More red lights. Again, one of the original bars. And this picture's kind of cool. It kind of depicts what it would have looked like on a typical weekend night back in the day. Probably some illegal poker games and ladies of the night hanging out.
I'm Brenda Gunter. I'm the owner of Miss Hattie's Restaurant and Cat House Lounge, but I also happen to be the mayor of San Angelo. And so I get to do a dual purpose, and I say with kiddingly, but honestly, the best way to serve your citizens is to have a restaurant, because you get to do it literally every day, and you get to meet people that you would normally have met, and it just makes you more aware of what the city is, who the city is, what the citizens are all about, and then who's coming and going from here. So I've been here 20 years. I married a man who was born and raised here. I was in the fashion industry for decades, and so running a restaurant was brand new to me, so I had to learn real quick. But I love business, and I love hospitality, I love people, and I love being mayor. So all of it has worked.
It's awesome, and a shout out to Bob Buckhorn back in Tampa. They actually have a really cool river walk here, which was one of the reasons why I stopped last night, because I had Holland and wanted to take her for a walk. We've actually walked down the river walk 3 times, and I haven't even been here 24 hours yet. But everything downtown is like super local. You're not going to see a lot of chains, and it's been really cool traveling around with Fifi and Tony. Like, I swear to God, everywhere we go, they know somebody. So it's like you walk into a place and everybody's like greeting each other and stuff like that, but it's super cool.
Nothing better than small towns.
Oh, yeah,
we all
awesome.
know each other and we support each other, and that's what's great.
So authentic, and you've done a fantastic job here.
Thank you. Love it.
All right, guys, I gotta go back to my cheesecake. And now we're gonna check out a local brewery. This one's called 01 Ale House, and it's actually a restaurant too. They got some pretty good food in there, but we're gonna check out brewery. I'm with Eric at 01 Brewery in San Angelo. He's the beer master here, brew master. This is his pride and joy. He's been brewing beer here since 2015. Is it? Or
Yes, sir.
about that. He opened as a restaurant in 2012 and for about 3 years been doing beer here. So he just finished brewing a batch this morning, but I'm gonna get a little tour of what he's got going on. So, oh, by the way, their Oktoberfest is fantastic. So that's the stout, right? That's in there?
Yeah, the stout. Just put it in there.
It always fascinates me, the science and all that goes on with making beer. And I also think it's really cool all these local breweries have kind of unique flavors. Getting a sample of the 106 IBU.
Bomb scared.
Bomb scared. Yeah, that one was a little bitter, but they did have some awesome beers there. Pretty cool to check it out. After the brewery tour, went over to M.L. Leddy's handmade boots shop and was fortunate to get a tour from one of the ladies that runs the place.
Okay, this is the cutting room. And we have all, if you want to get a picture of these guys back here.
It's lonely, sad and blue. Ain't got no loving shoulders to lean on. There's always a sunny side across the river. Take a ride, take a swim, and all your worries go away. Go cross the river and you'll be fine. Go counting winners, it's right down the line. You'll be alright and sunny.
How's it going, man?
How you doing? Sounds good.
Lost in the city lights, ain't got nowhere to turn your winding wheels. There's always the sunny side across the river. Take a ride, take a swim, my friend, and paddle your guitar across the river.
And they get pegged all the way down here to hold on really tight, but you never have a nail in your boot. You see, these are just stitched, so, you know, you're shanking.
I'm in the Leddy boot factory here in San Angelo. Super cool. One of the owners, the lady, just gave me a tour of the factory. It's amazing what they do in here. Pretty much all the equipment they have is from 1922 or earlier. So there's not much in here, including like the chairs they sit on and stuff like that. Like it's all almost 100 years old. Really is amazing seeing that stuff like this is still around, you know, and it's pretty wild. Some of these boots cost in the thousands of dollars, and this is another place where they have a really long wait list too, so you got to get custom fit for your boots. This is so crazy. It's a 1950s saddle.
Called the singing saddle.
Called the singing saddle because there's an AM radio with the tuner dials right there.
And the sofa ride seat.
Premium seat, little battery pack down there.
Teeny little saddlebags.
Very, very rare. I got one here.
Take a bunch of measurements, and then your order's transferred to a boot card, but you are would be permanently now page 83 of book 41X, which
That's
are
wild.
the San Angelo books.
Huh.
You want to crawl up in the chair and I'll take your picture?
Later that night, I went back to Stango's coffee shop to try some of their pizza. What's up, guys? I'm back at the coffee shop. It's such a cool community place. There's like a lot of high school kids that work here. This guy's in the military, the Air Force. He's debating whether he can another slice of pizza or be able to fit into his uniform tomorrow. Just families hanging out, talking. These ladies are doing some needlework behind me. There's a loft upstairs. But it's super cool. It's something I don't really see too often. It's just people hanging out, doing their thing. And of course, I'd lost the picture of my pizza, but it was really good. I did get some photos of this awesome Mexican food that we had for lunch the next day. And then it was time to say goodbye to Tony and Fifi. Not before took the drone for a little spin up through San Angelo, and then Holland and I were off towards Roswell.
Over the clouds, 'cause we're walking on air, feeling high over the surface. Walking on air, yeah, we're walking on air, going way beyond the horizon. Walking on air.
And with that said, we left Texas. Goodbye, oil country. Hello, aliens. And there's more than just aliens in Roswell, so stay tuned to the next episode and you'll see what else there is there.